Hey guys, just finished watching Gotham, Season 5, Episode 12, Legend of the Dark Knight, The Beginning. Um, this was the last episode of Gotham ever and stuff, and it was really an interesting episode. Although I just feel like the timing for this episode could not have been worse, specifically like when they released the episode, just because it falls right on the same exact weekend as Endgame, so it's not the most... and Endgame is impossibly to compete with, obviously. So because of that, it just kind of falls on like the same. It just falls on you're watching this and then you immediately forget about it because Endgame is out and so much is going on. So if they had not done that 4-week hiatus that they had in between the last two episodes, then they would have had it a few weeks ago, way before Endgame, and this would have been the biggest thing to talk about during coming out of that weekend, to really focus on it, put all the attention on here. Whereas with Endgame, you got like 10% of the attention that it should be on here, whether online and stuff, and just people's attention towards the material. But getting into this episode alone, we start off obviously with the 10-year time jump, which was pretty cool. We see Jim Gordon has his mustache throughout the beginning of the episode, and then he shaves it off, so that was kind of disappointing. I would have liked to have seen him keep it throughout the whole episode, but I think it was really interesting that they had that stuff, and he's thinking about kind of leaving the GCPD, quitting and stuff, but there's no one to take over his mantle, right? So I think that was cool there. And we see Harvey, ends up admitting to killing a guy and stuff, and it's, Jerome was behind him, and I like how that played down. It was really cool seeing that. He was just on the phone. He was just like, oh my god. He was kind of freaked out by hearing, I assume it was Jerome or something like that, or Jeremiah. And I think that was really cool, just kind of seeing that, and how, he's completely able to he's completely believed everything was on the phone type thing. I think that was really, really cool seeing that. Although Selena Kyle, the new actress who played her and stuff, was pretty good. I don't know why they didn't just keep the old actress and stuff, especially since Bruce Wayne was still played by the same guy, so that makes sense. Why have one change because of the time jump and not have the other? So why not just keep the two, right? So I don't know. It was really interesting, and I like a bit of how it was. Bruce, he changed his voice for the role of Batman and stuff. I think that was really cool seeing David Mazouz do that. I would have given him maybe a voice modulator or something. But I guess they wanted to still hear his voice a little bit inside of there. So I think that what they could have done is had a voice modulator for the people he wanted to hear. So maybe for the scenes with Penguin and Riddler and stuff, have a complete voice changer so he doesn't get recognized whatsoever. But when he's saving Jim Gordon, and his daughter, or he's saving he's saving Selena or stopping her from stealing, trying to stop her from stealing the diamond and stuff, you could have had him turn it off for that point and have him turn on the voice modulator for when he wants to. And I think the final look for the Batman looked really good, looked really cool. It does have a little bit of a cheap vibe and stuff when you compare it to all the other Batman costumes, and there's no way to not compare it to all the other Batman costumes. And all the other Batman costumes were full-on movie costumes that had put a lot more money into it. Probably the amount that they spent on a full episode, they put into the costume for the Ben Affleck costume or the Christian Bale costume, or even the older ones from the 80s and stuff. So I think this one was really cool. I like the way they did it and stuff, and that doesn't look like... it almost looks like they made their own costume. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just borrow the Batman costume from Titan and stuff, although it probably doesn't, fit David Mazouz. That's probably why they had to make their own and stuff, so I think that was really interesting. I don't like how at the end you see his painted eyes. Those painted eyes are starting to piss me off in all these Batman iterations. Even Ben Affleck had that, which pisses me off, because what is he going to do? Oh, I see the bat signal. Let me go to the bathroom and paint my eyes, because ever since Kick-Ass, I cannot get that out of my head that every time you see Batman with his painted eyes, they even do that in the goddamn video games, where you could just, instead of just putting lenses in here that would give him, heightened vision, give him night vision, give him all kinds of different, clues and stuff, which would make way more sense to having the night vision. You could give him the classic, comic book white eye, just like they did in the animated series and stuff. So, yeah, I think I like the way they played it in this episode, kind of teasing him throughout the whole episode, showing over his shoulder shots and all that stuff. Those look really good. And then finally showing him at the end, which looked pretty awesome. I was disappointed, though, they didn't have the actual bat symbol on the spotlight. They had the big spotlight up in the sky, but no symbol yet. I think that would have been really interesting to see that, especially by that point. James Gordon has already seen somewhat of the Batman and has an idea of what the symbolism behind them type of thing. He's seen the Batarang that went through Jerome's hand or Jeremiah's hand. So he gets the bat symbolism, so he could have, whipped out a can of spray paint, started spray painting that on there. That would have been cool. I think it could be quite interesting to seeing that. But I think it was really cool the way they did it, and it would be cool to see as to where things go for the next iteration of Batman. So that's it. This is my review of Gotham. Let me know what you think, and I guess the next show will be Pennyworth. So I'll see you guys for that. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.